Hello, everybody. This is Tammy, and I am live. And the title is when things look crazy. So when you're manifesting and things look crazy, what do you do? What do you do? So one of the things that I know is that we can use the law of attraction, of course, and attract what we desire. But did you know that there is another metaphysical law, the law of assumption? And so the law of assumption is based on the idea that your imagination creates your reality. So if you imagine your desires, you can manifest them into real life. To use the law of assumption, what you do is you assume that you already have what you want. So instead of longing for your dream and instead of wondering whether you're going to get your dream or anything like that, you just imagine what it would feel like to live in it. You put yourself there. And in my case, it's a house. I put myself in the house. I already spoke through the house and I already know that that is what I have to have because I have assumed that that is the case. I have created it in my reality. I have imagined it and I continue to do so, experiencing being in the space of what I desire. And so when you are manifesting and things look crazy, so say you manifest a car, but when you went out to get the car that you wanted, they refused you. They turned you down, wouldn't give you the loan, whatever. And you could get a little upset about that, and you can really, have some serious issues around that, especially if that's the thing that you wanted. But the other thing too is when you are manifesting in that way, you also want to say this or something better. So if you didn't get that car, then that means something better is there for you. But you have to maintain your space and actually stay in the place of gratitude, stay in the place of being happy that you already got the thing. So if you're looking for a job and you decided, okay, I got to find a job. And so you applied for the one you thought was the perfect one. Oh my God, this is such a perfect job. This is nice for me. The commute is good, or it's working from home, or it's paying the money that I need to make. And then all of a sudden you get you get no call back. You get no call back, so nobody calls you, or you get an email or a call saying, your application was great, but we chose somebody else. We went with somebody with the experience that we were looking for, or what the fuck ever. And so you could get disappointed and upset, but you know what? That means that there is a better job for you, because sometimes the things that we want and the things that we desire are not the things for us. So I'm speaking today because I was looking at some posts of some people and I was like, huh. And so I thought I would talk on this law of assumption because, a lot of people know about the law of attraction and we talk about that all the time. And it's I guess it's a buzz phrase right now. But I want to share about the law of assumption because the law of assumption is another metaphysical law that is the case. And so you want to think positively. And typically you'll do this, think positively by swapping the worst case scenario for the best case scenario, and then using affirmations to boost your self-confidence. And another thing that I like to do is, when I start, looking at something that looks adverse to me, I like to start dancing. I like to start doing something that I think is fun. I love to watch movies, so I'll put on a good movie. I'll get up and I'll sing and I'll dance. And these are things that help me with my energy, as opposed to this thing that has happened that, maybe it wasn't what you wanted. Maybe you really wanted, that particular car, and when you went out to get it, the people just, they just stomped on you, or, you wanted a certain color. And when you went out there, that color wasn't there. And they said, oh, we can get it for you, but it's going to be 2 months. It's going to be 2 months because it's got to come from the factory, and the factory is all the way in, bumfuck Egypt. And so, whatever. Or if you went out and you made a purchase and you said, okay, this is what I want, and it's going to be this way and that way. And then all of a sudden, everything comes crashing down and it looks crazy. And so what do you do? What do? You begin to shift your energy. Another thing that you could do is also tap. because that kind of stuff creates anxiety, depression, all those things. And so you can start tapping, tapping really. And there are videos on that. I actually have one as well on mine. But there are videos to share with you how to tap and how to create tapping scripts and all of this stuff. You can find all that stuff on YouTube. My friend Tracy L does it in her group, the Alignment Project. So you can go over there and check it out. There's a guy, Brad something or other. He does it on YouTube. He's been doing it for, I think, about 10 or 15 years, if I can think, because I've been watching him for a while. And he has actually I think he has a challenge going on maybe right now, or if not, it's going to be on YouTube. So you can go on there and do that. And you don't have to do it for long periods of time either, y'all, because it doesn't take long to shift that energy when you start tapping, because you tap on your different meridians and stuff. You tap on, basically, these are like acupuncture points that you tap on. You start on the side of your hand. So you can use these type of skills in order to help you to shift that, because what you want to do is you want to stay in a positive space, and you want to stay in a space where, you already know that whatever this thing is, you got it, because you have assumed that you've gotten it. You have imagined it. You have put it in your vortex. And another thing is, you want to do some of these things before you wake up and before you get out of bed in the morning. You want to just imagine yourself, driving that car. You want to imagine yourself, walking into that job or building your business or whatever it is that you are manifesting. But you want to do that in your imagination, and you want to do it before you go to sleep. And then there's another technique that I just learned about, that you can write it down, what you're manifesting, and put it under your pillow, which is something I'm going to probably do tonight. But you can write it down and put it under your pillow, put it in a Ziploc bag or a small bag, or you can take a bay leaf and write it on a bay leaf, or you can take a picture of it and print you a picture out of whatever the thing is that you are desiring, and put it in a plastic bag under your pillow. Say a prayer, thank God for it. Stand in your power, on the law of assumption, because that is going to help you. And if you are able to do that, oh my God, your manifestations are going to supersize. They're supersizing. And so I wanted to just come on and share this, because I like I said, I saw a couple of posts and I was like, ooh, let me talk about this a little bit, because I want people to understand that, there's more than the law of attraction, because you also have the law of expectation. But I'm not going to talk about that today, because that'll make it go really, really long. And I only wanted to be on here for a few minutes because I have some stuff to do. I need to do some things. It was raining where I am, and now the sun is out, and I actually need to go out to the store. And I want to do it before it starts raining again, because that is how it can be here. So anyhow, the law of assumption. So as you begin to manifest, the law of assumption states you'll get what you want by believing it already exists in your life. So, Neville Goddard was a mystic back in, I think, 1940s, 50s, something like that. Created this powerful thinking tactic. And he believed that what you imagine can become your reality. And I'm telling you that is absolutely the truth, because I have done it. Now, what happens many times is we start doing these techniques, we start feeling into them, and we start moving with them. However, we don't, we forget, or we stop. You know what I mean? And so that is something that, we want to deal with. We stop doing the things that, that work for us a lot of times, especially, as things start manifesting and all that stuff. You just need to continue to do that. So the law of assumption, by imagining yourself as though you've already achieved your goals and desires, that is important. Imagining that you have already achieved your goals and desires. What you're doing with that is you're showing the universe exactly what you want, and you can manifest those dreams into reality. You can use the law of assumption to manifest love, good health, wealth, career goals, you name it. If you can believe it, you can manifest it. Every product or achievement started as an idea and eventually manifested itself into reality. So The law of assumption tells us that each and every one of us has the power to manifest our desires. All we have to do is assume that they're on their way to us. So as we do that, as we begin to, step into this place of imagination, and you know what? They used to tell us when we were kids to not to live in our imagination. But that is exactly what we're supposed to do. And that's why we get so discombobulated, because they've shut down that stuff from a child from around 7 years old. They shut that down for you so that, they stopped your gifts and all that stuff. And so you're not able to manifest like you want to, and like you can. Now the law of assumption, and it says it's more positive than the law of attraction. While the law of assumption and the law of attraction are similar, there are a few key differences. Most notably, the law of assumption gives positive feelings and thought power, thoughts power. So, in contrast, the law of attraction believes that being negative can attract more negativity into your life. The law of assumption is particularly fabulous manifestation method for those who have trouble controlling their thoughts, as the emphasis is on feeling rather than thinking. So, depending on your preference, you can use either one. But I love the law of assumption because it just means that you assume a thing. So you assume this thing. So whatever the thing is, you assume it. If you're looking for love, you assume it. And this law also harnesses the power of the universe to help you manifest. So the law of assumption is based on universal laws, or the idea that nothing exists outside of your own consciousness. This means that we have the power to create and shape our reality. And by assuming that we deserve the best, the universe conspires to help us out. So how do we do this? We shift our thoughts to imagine what you would feel like if you already had exactly what you wanted. I think that's incredible. I think it's phenomenal, because when I started using that, then those things started showing up in my life. And what I noticed that is that even things that I felt like, were contrary to what I desired. You know what I mean? But it may have been something that I desired, but something that I needed. Because a lot of times, we don't always know what it is that we need. Sometimes we are, just doing the thing and we want stuff, but then when we look up, it's not something that, we need. And so law claims that by expecting success will come to you. Have you ever noticed that people always get what they want, even if they don't seem to deserve it? Well, the chances are those people believe that they deserve it. So that's another thing that we have to do. Point number two, we have to believe that we deserve it. And that's why things always work out for those people. Because you know them, you look at them, oh my God, they always get this. They say they want this and they get that because they believe they deserve it, and they begin to assume that it is already theirs. So the law of assumption asks you to stop assuming that you are going to fail and start assuming that you're going to succeed. Because hey, why wouldn't you? And the thing is, we do it. What happens a lot of times, y'all, is we do it one time and then we don't do it no more. And then we wonder why shit just don't work out, why stuff isn't working. Or you say, oh, I did that before, I tried that before. But think about it. If you've been in a negative attitude for 40 years, you're 47 years old, and for 40 years you've been in a negative attitude, or you've been in a place where you haven't been using any of these laws or anything, you didn't even know about them. You expect for this stuff to work in 5 minutes? No, typically not. There are exceptions to every rule, but you want to continue to keep doing it, keep practicing, keep doing it. And adopting an assumptive mindset will also help you gain the confidence to believe. The more you assume you're worthy of receiving your desires, the more confident you'll become. When we shut down negative thinking in favor of I deserve it attitude, we stop doubting and we start believing. It's just as easy to think positively as it is negatively. So why not opt for the latter? Let's think positive. Worrying or obsessing about whether you'll achieve a goal or not is typically fruitless. So let's throw worry out the door. Let's throw worry out the door. And I'm going to say, now I wrote this book. Y'all. You can get it on Amazon. It's called Walking Away. This is about me. So when I wrote that book, y'all, I assumed that I was going to be able to write this book. I didn't know I was going to be able to do it. I had written a book before, but it was an anthology, so I just wrote a chapter. I didn't know if I'd be able to write a whole book. I desired to, and I wanted to, but I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it, and I was able to do it. And do it well, because the book is good, it's well written, and I'm so proud of it. But it's one of those things that I started really assuming that I could do it, and then I was able to do it. I was able to do it. Same thing with everything else that you want. Worrying and obsessing about it, that's not going to help anything. Matter of fact, it's going to, they say, instead of saying why me, say why not me. So I'm supposed to have the best. I'm supposed to have everything that I desire. I'm supposed to have my wishes. Why? Because for one thing, I put that in my imagination. I already know that I have the things that I desire. I already know that this thing that I want, that I put out to the universe, that I told God that I wanted, I have. I have it. I already have it. Now, whether or not I can see it, that's immaterial, and that makes no difference to me. However, I know that I have it. Now, another thing that the law of assumption can do is raise your vibrational energy. Hey, Yvonne, thank you for joining. Hey, Dr. Marnie, thank you for joining. So I know that that is something that it can do. The law of assumption raises your vibrational energy. Many people believe that our thoughts are incredibly powerful, and I'm one of those. And it isn't surprising to learn that positive thoughts are the most powerful of all. When you consistently challenge your negative beliefs and start to accept that anything is possible, you raise your vibrational energy. People always talking about your frequency. Well, that's what vibrational energy is. It's your frequency, your frequency, your frequency. And it makes it easier to manifest your desires at a rapid pace. So when you put out positive energy by thinking good thoughts, you raise your vibration and make it easier to attract more good things into your life. In contrast, when you put out negative energy, what do you think? Your vibration lowers and it's harder to manifest. So remember, you're the star of your show. So don't get stuck playing a supporting role. I love that. At any moment, you can take the lead and choose to assume the best for yourself rather than the worst. Okay? So now sometimes the things that you desire can take more time than what it is that you want. What you think. Let's say that. Because right now I've been putting together this book, this multi-author book, and it is about it's for our grandmothers. I want to honor grandmothers, and so I'm asking people to submit grandmother stories, and it's taken a little bit longer than what I thought. However, I know that it's going to happen. I have no doubt that the people that want to write in this book will show up. Right now I have a couple, there's 3 of us, I think, and I know that the rest of the people are going to show up. They're going to show up. Why? Because I put it out to the universe that this is something that I desire, that I want this. And one thing I know about me is I am one of God's favorite children. I am one of God's favorite children. So I put it out there, and I thought I had to sit down and think about over my life and see how I have been supported and protected, even if I didn't know it, even if it was, from seemingly to me from afar. But I've been supported. I've been loved. I've been taken care of, Sometimes, I was the one taking care of, but still I was able to take care. And so when you begin to do that, and when you step into, following these laws, you assume that you already have what you want. So if you're looking for that new car or any, it doesn't even have to be new. It could be new to you, because I'm good with those. Your new ride, you're looking for your new job, you're looking for your new business, you're looking for people to write in your book, you're looking for people to come and join your whatever you have going as a business. You're looking for people to join your programs. You're looking for people to buy your workshops. You're looking for people to buy your books. All of those things, you begin to just assume that they are happening, that you already have it. And the best way, one of the ways that I do is before I go to sleep, I do that. I get in my imagination and I assume and I see myself in that space. And I see myself, driving the car. I see myself, talking to clients. I see myself talking to people that want to write in this book. You see what I'm saying? So I see this, and I do this before I go to sleep at night, and I do it before I get out the bed in the morning, and then I do it several times in the day. Especially, it's nothing. It used to be really difficult for me to get into my imagination because I was a child that stayed there. I used to get out of your head, why you always in a book, all this kind of stuff. But I was that child, so I stayed in my head, in my head. And so it was difficult for me to, when I started getting into this space and realizing that it's all about my imagination. When I am stepping into this law of assumption, I'm assuming that I already have what I want. Another thing is, when you hold on to that feeling that you already have what you want, and you begin to think about it just, all the time. And that's the space that I'm in now. It's like, sometimes in the day, like probably after I get off this live, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to imagine that, these things that I desire are already here, that I'm already, talking to the people, I'm already doing the things that I desire to do. I have some things that I desire to do that haven't happened yet. However, I have assumed that they already did. I assumed them. So it's no problem. I'm not even struggling or worrying about it. So as you begin to do that, I would say begin to, if you haven't started a meditation practice, or if you do not meditate, or, there's so many people that say they can't meditate. If you saying that, reach out to me, send me a DM, and let's have a conversation. Let me see if I can help you meditate. I actually have a meditation on TikTok. I think that's a meditation to meet your guides, but I have meditations on YouTube as well. So, and I also create them. I'm creating some more now because I know how powerful they are. And I know how my meditations are powerful. So you might want to begin to meditate for 10 minutes a day, just to clear negative blockages and set the tone for positive thinking. And then, what else? Talk to yourself. Say beautiful things to yourself. Begin to speak life into what your dreams are, what your visions are, what it is that you desire. Speak life into that. Stop talking negative about the things that you want. That is what I'm saying today. Stay optimistic and think positively, even when things are tough. Sometimes things come back at you so crazy. You're like, oh my God, what is this? This is not what I asked for. I said I wanted, this red BMW, or I want this, purple. Okay, that's me. Purple BMW. This is what I said. Or I said that, I want this particular job. I don't know why, the people didn't hire me, because I assumed that I was going to get that job, but I didn't get it. But guess what? Something better. This or something better. Don't stay glued and stuck on the things that you desire, rigidly. You don't want to be rigid. You want to be fluid. You want to say, okay, I want, this particular ride, or this particular job, or this particular whatever, that particular type of food or whatever. This is what I want. However, this or something better, because sometimes God's universe source, I call it Gus, has your best interest at heart, and you might not know. It might be something better. You might have seen this particular car, and they're like, nah, we can do better for you. And then the car that you get, you did do better. Maybe you got it at a cheaper price. Maybe it had less miles on it. All kinds of characteristics can be different. However, it's still what you want, and you still assumed yourself. You still saw yourself driving it. You still saw yourself doing it. So as you begin to really, really, really get into this space of manifesting, and then you begin to really think positively, even, and it's tough, y'all. It's hard to think positive when things are crazy and tough. It's really hard. I'm not even playing with it, and I'm not sugarcoating it, and I'm not saying that it is, and I'm not being all Pollyanna about it, which, that I've been accused of that too. But it's easy to become trapped in a seemingly unending cycle of negative self-talk and worry. We stay in our minds worrying, worrying about shit that we can't control. If they didn't give you the car, then they didn't give you the car. Move on. Thank God that another one is showing up for you, and that is here already. And then when you start thinking, you start feeling like you're getting down and you can't shake yourself out of it, because I'll dance. Y'all know I will get up and I will dance and I will sing and I will move, and anything to shift the energy, and I also like to exercise, which I haven't been able to do as much, but I'm starting back. I'm just going to start back, like, just one set of everything, that kind of stuff. But then sit down and take a minute and write down 5 things that you're grateful for. And another thing that I know that is helpful is take some deep breaths and connect with your breaths. I follow one girl and she says to take 21 breaths. And so I tried it. First I said, oh my God, that's a lot of breath. But I tried it. And do you know that I could feel the shift in my body? And then another thing is begin to feel into your body. Begin to feel, what your body feels like, what it feels like when you feel discouraged, what it feels like when you feel positive, what it feels like when you feel negative, what it feels like when you're able to shift your perception. Where do you feel it in your body? Do you feel it in your stomach or in your solar plexus or in your sacral chakra? Do you feel it in your heart? Does your heart hurt? Does your head hurt? Where do you feel it? So as we begin to really step into these, manifesting and these laws and learning how to trust our intuition, then you'll begin to see where you feel it in your body. Now, I'm going to do a workshop on that because I know that people are not used to feeling. Our feelings have shut off so much, especially like I said, after 7, they shut you down. You get you too much. You're too much. Why are you too much? Why are you so full of drama? All these things. But a lot of that is what this is. It is creating in your imagination. Creating in your imagination. And then another thing you want to do is be specific about what you want. Be specific about what you want. So you want a brand new car. Imagine what it would feel like to drive it off the lot. What does it smell like? What does it feel like? How are you going to feel when it's parked in front of your house? How are you going to feel when you go and show your friends your new whip? You see what I'm saying? So many things, that can contribute to this. And it's such an amazing thing that you can create right in your mind, because you are equipped with all the things that you need. So you set aside a few minutes each day to focus on your desires. And I like to write, I'm a writer, so I like to write. So I write out some things. And sometimes I even do this process called scripting, which I kind of really do love. And it's actually just saying exactly what it is that you desire from a point of already having it. So talking about how you feel and how the car smells, or if you're looking for a house, how it feels when you're cooking in the kitchen, how it feels when you invite your family over for Thanksgiving dinner, all of these things. So as you begin to do this, and as you begin to step out of your comfort zone, as far as, getting into the law of assumption, because you can do it. You can do it. And as you keep your vibrations high, and then make sure that you are creating positive affirmations that work for you. And the thing about it is, I heard a gentleman yesterday talking about affirmations, and he said you should say them, so a lot of people, I like to do I am affirmations, and I do those. But he said that if you say, instead of saying I am, say Tammy is, like if you're saying that, I am a motivational speaker, then I say Tammy is a motivational speaker. And he says that makes it more powerful. Now, I don't know, but I'm willing to try it because I say affirmations anyway. And so that's another thing that you want to do. Now, many people say that affirmations don't work, but they work if you work them. If you do them in the right attitude, you do them from a positive frame of mind, and you begin to really speak, and so speak to yourself. Do it in the mirror. Do it in the mirror. Talk to yourself. Say beautiful things to yourself. Now, I learned this when I was getting divorced, because I had, an ex-husband that, was kind of cruel with his words. And so I would say that stuff in the mirror naked. I would say it in the mirror that I'm beautiful. I would say all of these things to myself, beautiful things that I want somebody else to say to me. I would say to myself, like I get everything I want just because I believe I should. I get everything I want because I deserve it. I am enough. My imagination creates my reality. What I feel, I receive. It's easy to do. It's easy to do. And so when you begin to really focus on, the things that you desire and really put yourself in the place of already having the thing, and that's called the law of assumption, assuming that a thing is already true. And as you do that, and as you begin to connect with your breath, as you begin to meditate and pray, of course, because, I meditate and I pray. So as you begin to meditate and pray, and as you begin to see yourself in the space of already having the thing, see yourself in the car, see yourself in the house, see yourself at the job, see yourself, doing workshops, see yourself being a motivational speaker, see yourself standing on the stage, with the Les Brown or Lisa Nichols or whoever you want to do, whatever. But see yourself doing the thing. And as you begin to do that, things will start to line up in your life just because you have taken the step to assume. You've taken a step to assume. So uh I think I'm about done with this one today, but I appreciate y'all. I was not even going to come on here for this long. As y'all can see, I don't even have my earrings on. And thank you so much, Tiffany. Thank you for joining me, and Yvonne. Thank you for joining me, and anybody else that has joined, thank you for joining me. Those on TikTok, thank y'all for joining me. I'm going to come on here more often on TikTok. This is day 8 of 30 for me because I have challenged myself to do 30 days of live. And so today's live, is day 8 of 30. So I will see you guys probably tomorrow. I like this time, so it'll probably be somewhere around this time, like after 1, I like. And I also am inviting you guys to my class on connecting to your intuition to read oracle cards. So that class is going to happen in my group. It's on Zoom, but I'm going to stream it into the group, for the people in my group. So if you want to come to that class, then you can either come and join my group or you can join us on Zoom, either one. But I'm going to do that class. It's going to be next Thursday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And I'm super excited about it because I enjoy teaching that stuff. And then I also still have my workshop, but I had to push it out to the 17th of November because I have some other things going on. And that is on Eventbrite and on TikTok. The link is in the bio. On Facebook, it's probably all over my page. But I'm super excited about it, and I'm just grateful to be able to be in this space to share, because I know that if I'm dealing with stuff like this, then other people are as well. So if what I'm saying to you today is, if you have some dreams and you have some things that you desire, go for them. Go for them. Begin to use this law of assumption. And the law of assumption, to me, I love that better than even law of attraction, because the law of assumption assumes that you already have a thing. I like the law of assumption. I like the law of expectation. I like the law of receiving. And those are other laws I want to start talking about some more as well too, and share so that people can understand them and be able to use them and put them in practice in their life. Tiffany, my husband's on Sunday service. So you got to catch us on Sunday. And we did last Sunday. Yeah. But yeah. So anyway, I'm super grateful that y'all have joined me. And, and like I said, these laws are amazing. We just need to learn how to use them and use them in our life, and don't give up just because, you did it one time and you don't think it worked, whatever. Keep doing it. Keep doing it, because it takes practice and it takes time for you to begin to shift your mindset so that you can stay in that positive space that you need to be when you are using these laws anyway. So begin to do that. This was about the law of assumption, about what happens when things look crazy, because I'm telling you, I have been in that space, and it is okay, because you know why? All of the things that I desire are already here. They're already here, and I know this, and I am so excited and so grateful for the shift that I have had within myself to know that these things are already here. They're already happening. They're already occurring. I have already been in those places. things have already done. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. So, anyway, y'all, I appreciate y'all showing up and giving me some love and, talking to me because, I sure hate talking to myself. I will, though. But have a wonderful rest of your day. And if you are looking for any type of support with connecting to your intuition, or I'm actually starting a mentoring program. It's probably not going to be till next month because I got a lot of stuff going on this month that I need to deal with. But yeah, we'll be doing a mentoring program, and that program is going to have 3, 6, and I think 3, 6, and 12 month programs of that. And what happens is we meet twice a month, and then you can also reach out to me on I think Telegram is the one I'm going to use, and also a private Facebook group. If you're on Facebook, I'll open up one of those. That way people can come in and ask questions and whatever, and make it easy. So that's something that I'm looking at because I've been teaching it anyway. So I might as well just, offer that. And I thought that was an amazing thing because a lot of people are asking me questions about this stuff. So anyway, so the law of assumption, that is what we talked about today. I truly appreciate y'all. And I thank y'all for hanging out with me and joining me. And like I said, I'll be offering this course next Thursday at 1, and it's a free course. So if you want to come in, join. If you're in the group, then you'll get it anyway. If you're not and you want to join on Zoom, or if you want to join the group, do so. But it's called Awakening Your Intuition, the group. I just changed the name from the Healing Circle to Awakening Your Intuition. So come and join me for that class. It's going to be nice, informative. It's not going to be super long because if y'all know me, I don't usually do super long stuff anyway, unless it needs to be. Like I think the workshop is going to be about 2 hours just because it probably needs to be with everything that we're going to cover for awakening your intuition. But the one on the card reading is going to be about an hour. We're going to have about an hour. We'll go over, some different things, some spreads, the history and all kinds of stuff. I'll talk a little bit about all of that. And so come and join me on next Thursday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. So again, much love. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I got to go do my nails. Bye now. Yeah.